Alright, so this is my second recording for the day. Now I'm looking at shop. We've got these 33-bit prints, and yeah, that's about all I've got. I just saw this print and I started recording. So trading 20-cent increments, um 350 in its range, so of course it has some room left. And right now I'm just leaning towards the downside just because first impressions really. But it's been moving down, so obviously I think the dominant market maker is bearish on this stock. So I mean these 33-bit prints obviously um match up with the idea. So pull up, I mean this is about, it looks kind of average to me, even though the print personality could be smaller. So I'm gonna give it like, this 20 cent pull up makes sense. It's already above that. So I mean that's just even better, right? So I wouldn't expect it to carry on above 33.80, above this consolidation to a high percent. Even 34 obviously would be a resistance unless I'm seeing a lot of buying coming into it, but it'd have to be like an extreme amount of buying to change this story I've got going on. What these 33-bit prints told me, 3250 definitely reasonable price target, definitely has a range for it. Psych level, magnet potential, I mean it could repel, it could um, be attracted to it or repel, but 3250 would be my price target. And so yeah, just for my calculations, four prints, 20-cent increments, so I'd expect 33.40. But this is a consolidated area and I'm not seeing any aggressive selling coming in, so it could just like continue consolidating. So I really just want to see like off level prints coming in to show a more immediate sense of time frame as opposed to a vaguer one. I'm not sure how to describe, but yeah, so we've got this move. I wouldn't say that this is money time yet. We got more bids coming into this level. Pretty average, nothing really special. So I would expect this to hold while it acquires more shares to the downside. In any case, I just, never saw an entry. It did kind of hit that calculation mark, and then we got price action down. The volume is fine, right? It's consistent, so I wouldn't expect it doesn't, have dips and breakouts. So, I mean, I guess you could probably argue that this was a trade right here, but to me, I wanted to get, I mean, it did get pretty far away. I mean, if you got in even off 40, you're in a pretty good spot, right? You're in good shape. So yeah, I just had a prejudice against it, I guess. I just wasn't willing to trade it unless it really got up here, because then, I'd have an extra variable of this being a consolidation high with no new buying. That's, I guess, a more ideal setup for a trade to the downside for me, and that's what I was looking for. Just because I want my percentage to be as good as possible. So, yes, shop. Nothing much to look at other than like that game plan. Honestly, the personality. I mean, look at these bars; they're so overlapping. So I definitely want more variables to come into my trade to help me get, far, when I enter, for it to get as far away as quickly as possible. So yeah, I mean, this was a fair move though, but I just I just want to be higher percent. So That was pretty quick. I thought there'd be more coming into it, but apparently not. So let me scan around. Let me check out the chat and see any callouts. We got IMTE by Trevor. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a nice move. It's a cheap stock, but it makes nice runs, has volume breakouts and dips, so that's cool. Let's see what we got. That's nice. 350, 347 reaction. That's definitely the biggest position. So 350 is definitely going to be um what am I trying to say? Well, it's definitely going to be the position I'm following. As far as the level goes, um this is definitely a building position, so 330 pullback makes sense. 340 would be lower percentage, but I mean the time frame on this is not going to be so long because it's just a newer type of stock. It's got brand new volume coming into it. I can't see the average, but I would assume that it doesn't normally trade like this. So I would assume that it's above average. So yeah, basically just looking for a number 4 trade after a pullback. If I don't see like aggressive buying coming in above, then I think 330 would be the only spot I could look for a number 4 trade. If I do see aggressive buying above 350, then that's people who want to make, who are, you know, trying to get in ASAP, right? So, yeah. Just not seeing either, so not much I could do but wait for the pullback for the number 4 trade. Let's see if I could just do another quick scan, I guess, of something else. TRVI. Excuse me. TRVI is an interesting one. We had this nice run up, but then it kind of just like fizzled out. It did hold, so I was definitely interested in watching it still, but this one kind of seems difficult. I don't know what the prints are like. The volume is great. The volume and the range definitely don't match, so I would not be surprised to see a breakout above this pre-market high, or at least to test it. But yeah, same type of deal. I'm just not seeing like really aggressive buying coming in for a number 4 trade, or at least like a trade to the long side. I don't have controlling prints in this, so I can't really call it a number 4, but given the variables of it holding, of it being a new stock with it having great volume coming into it, volume dip and then volume coming in out of the dip right after pulling back, definitely great potential here. Let's see where I'm at. Where am I at? I don't know how long I have been recording for. I'm sure it says somewhere. Oh yeah, 9 minutes. Okay. So we'll keep going for a little bit longer. What was I looking at earlier? Shop, then Oxy. Oh yeah. So shop. It didn't give me the pullback I was looking for. Oh wait. I had the wrong price in mind. So it's actually coming up to the spot that I was interested in. So that's cool. Not seeing any real adamant buying, right? The volume is nice, consistent. but anything to say that it has more steam up above this consolidation. I mean, it has potential to break above it, but I wouldn't say that it has a lot of steam above it, if that makes sense. So definitely worth watching for an entry here. I just want to see more selling coming into it because right now it is more buying. So if my price target is really 32.50, 33 would still be reasonably conservative just because we know that's where the market maker is. Um, so yeah, that I did not see an order, but maybe there was an order there. I don't think so though. This feels late reporting. No, I guess not. All right. So yeah, well after this position, definitely some volume up here, right? So the type of reaction that I get would be pretty important. Excuse me. I'm not really seeing anything, you know, adamant. Like we're still seeing new buying, but nothing to say that it's gonna continue and hold. We got 34 ask. That's the biggest position we've seen in a while. Even if I scroll back, nothing came in with 4 prints. So yeah. This says a couple things. It could run up, acquire shares, pull back, hold 34, and then continue up. Or it could just, this could be someone who just got in. It's not like a tip of the iceberg type of position, it's just a trading position. But it is above average, so I'm not going to be thinking that immediately. I just want to think that because I want this move up to be over with so it could come back down to 33 bid prints. But like I said earlier, still more buying than selling coming in. So what can I do with that? I'm not going to short it when there's still new buying, right? So just waiting. What else was I looking at? TRVI. Oxy. Let's check out Oxy real quick. And we've got this print line, so let's just see how it reacts to this print line real quick since we're so close and we're on it anyways. So was that a move I could have taken? No, it wasn't a move I could have taken. The volume, actually, because it has consistent volume, I wouldn't even expect it to have a volume breakout for the money time type of move. But I would definitely like it, but I wouldn't expect it. So this could just be pulling back from the 34 ask prints, right? At this point. So let's see how it reacts to 34. Then I might just like enter it on a trade. Price target 33. That's $1 risk. I mean dollar move. So the risk would be 20-25 cents. So we got this print line at 34.25. So honestly, off 34, like 34 and above, it would match my risk to reward. But I just don't see it yet. And it could happen, even though I was like totally anticipating this to not have a lot of steam up above, so it holding above 33.80 and especially 34, and especially coming to that print line, this move down, like if you took this trade, I would totally understand it. But for me, I'm just not seeing. I just want to see more coming into it to really show me that the move is imminent. Like if I got in, that the price would get away from my entry. These bars are pretty overlapping, but I mean the risk to reward was there above 34. I didn't see how it tested 34.25, unfortunately, even though I like literally stayed on this so I could do that. But yeah, I just didn't see it, which is kind of a sign in itself. Like if there's anything to support a move up above 34.25, there'd probably be heavier ask or more aggressive ask prints coming in, right? And I didn't see that either, so I didn't see the selling or new buying coming into this level, so I'm not just gonna enter because I'm not seeing anything. Although in some situations I think that's a totally viable case to enter because you don't see anything. But I mean, I'm just not focused on that. I'd rather focus on something I could see. So that was like nice price action. So I kind of just want to get in, and then use 34 as my stop. So that's like where I would be thinking as far as the trade goes right now. Like if I got in right when I said that, it would have been between this 80 and 90 area. And like I said, 34 would be my stop loss. So yeah. Hasn't really gotten far away. We're seeing buying coming in, but it's not really holding any weight. My only issue is that I'm not seeing aggressive selling coming in. And I have to get used to my new setup. I'm sitting further back than I'm used to, so usually the numbers are right in my face, and I'm like really seeing like how the time and sales and matrix are lining up with each other, if they are at all. So yeah. That's some nice selling. That's what I want to see. That's more along the lines of like what I'm interested in. So looking for a trigger has a higher chance of us getting that follow through, right? It has a higher chance of like moving further away from our entry now that these prints have come into the downside, or now that these bid prints came in, a trade to the downside. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just cannot speak well today, especially today. I usually am not like good at explaining things. But yeah, that's a nice position. 34 ask we did have. So I mean at this point, I mean like it could still just be pulling back from 34 ask to make a move up above 34.25, and then at that point I'd really be like looking for a short, unless if we see new buying coming in, right? And then at that point it's kind of just so far away, I'd really have to see more adamant selling. But yeah, right now, if I got in like between 80 and 90, I'd be in good shape, right? It is slower and volume is dipping, so it's going to be real interesting to see what happens out of this dip. And usually when it dips, it's met with buying volume, like it goes up. So that's interesting. that's something to be aware of. So it's definitely not like the best. Like it's not an ideal stock, like the way it's trading. But I mean, it kind of like, as far as the game plan went, it it kind of did what I thought it would. So 33 bids, pulling up, and then yeah, holding its resistance. So 34, look at that. So boom. So there we go. I mean, yeah, this is volume, totally a volume pattern, right? So even though I was looking for the short with those 34 ask prints, this move down could have just been a pullback instead of like towards those 33 bid prints that I was originally following. And like I said, out of this dip, out of dips, it usually is met with, it goes up. It's like these blue bars, like that's just what goes on in my head. I don't have a technical way of saying it, but yeah. And that's exactly what we got again. It's crazy. It's crazy how that happened. So yeah. So those 3374 prints were interesting because now, what do these mean? Was it just somebody getting out? Could have been. It's right under that level. So yeah, that was actually a good move to the upside. Even though I wanted the short, like this move to the upside was still um what is it? In play. So very nice. Still new buying coming in. Not bad. How long is this recording for? We're at 22 minutes. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, I'm just gonna stop this recording. Okay, bye.